Greetings and salutations. Let's talk about the industry. I've kind of jumped in. We've talked about pain. We've talked about retail. But I always start my classes with just an overview of the industry. And I want to make sure that I am doing that for you today. So let's talk about the industry. Now, some of these numbers, they're not evergreen. So, in another 6 months, we'll have to probably update. So I love iSpa, which is the International Spa Association. They put out an annual report. Now, if you're a member, that is free. If you're not a member, then you can find what they call is the top 5, which is just an overview of the industry, and you don't get all the in-depth details, but it still gives you insight and information for what is happening in our industry. And please excuse me while I read my notes because I don't have this committed to memory. So for revenue, which I always start with because it's so amazing how much our industry generates. So in 2019, in the U.S., spa generated 19.1 billion. 2020, things shut down. But remember, every location was not closed. So there was 12.1 billion in revenue generated. We definitely bounced back in 2021 with 18.1 billion, and then totally surpassed previous records in 2022 with $20.1 billion generated. iSpa is in March this year. I will update with what the numbers are in a later video for what 2023 is. But, so it takes a little time to be able to work through and get all those numbers and everything like that. Actually, we should be working on 2024, so I definitely need to update my numbers. Spa visits was 192 million in 2019, 124 million in 2020, 173 million in 2021, and 181 million in 2022. And the average spend in 2019 was $99.05. In 2020, it was $97.05. In 2021, it was $104.50. Not sure I got that number from. In 2022, it was $111.12. Now, take into consideration that all spas and locations are not created equal. It's important to know, according to iSpa, almost 80%, the mother load of spa locations are actually day spas, right? And so 8.6% are hotel and resort spas. 8.3 are medical spas, so that number has been increasing. Club spas also increasing at 2.9%. Destination spas at 0.4%, and those are the ones, your Canyon Ranch, your La Puerta, where you're going specifically for an extended experience and amount of time. And then your mineral spas, which we saw a small uptick in 2020, are at 0.2%. So when you hear that retail, understand that it's all meshed together for day spas, hotel spas, and understanding and medical spas. Those different types of locations will have different price points. I know we used to have to-go spa at a hotel spa that I was the director of, and we charged $25 for it, where the recommended price is $15. But because of who our clientele was and what was happening, we were able to increase that amount of money. Let's see. So for spa revenue globally, it's expected to reach 128 billion. Wellness tourism is expected to reach 919 billion by 2022. We actually saw, according to the Global Wellness Institute, which is where those numbers came from, we saw 6.3 trillion globally under the umbrella of wellness. And that's really what I wanted to dive into more than the numbers. It's just some of the terminology, because there seems to be a tad bit of confusion regarding which is what and how. So typically for the last 40 years, when you went to that hotel, when you went to that local experience, it was a spa experience. What we've seen in the last 5 years is this movement away from just spa to going under the umbrella of wellness. So when you look at the Global Wellness Institute and they lay out all the numbers, they have wellness, real estate, they have beauty, they have anti-aging, and then they have the spa number. And what we have seen is that beauty, which is hair, nails, all those components, makeup, and spas have now slid under this umbrella of wellness, right? And so what we've also seen in the research is people are less price sensitive for wellness experiences, and wellness consumers spend, according to Global Wellness Institute, 178% more than your traditional business or leisure travelers. So what does that mean? It means an incorporation of wellness into your menu, into your communication on your website, into the products. Really how you are packaging it is going to be so important. Why? Because we are seeing a downturn in the economy, and spa a lot of times is seen as luxury and not a necessity, which means people are not making that investment. The other thing, and I think I recorded this in another video, is we're seeing the lipstick effect, which means people, consumers, are buying nail polish, they're buying lipstick, they're buying eyeshadow, they're buying color, and they're not necessarily coming in for those specific treatments. So having that retail is so important. The other thing that I feel like there's a little bit of confusion on is tourism. Now, for your day spas that are 80%, just about 80% of the industry, they are not catering to that transit population. They really are focusing on that local population. And the consumers, they're thinking about who's that person who's going to come in on Thursday night and get their waxing before they go away, or they're coming in to get their nails, or they're coming every 4 to 6 weeks for their facial. Your clientele as a day spa typically is not focused on a tourist audience, just because it's so expensive to be able to tap into them. For the most part. Now, there are some locations, and maybe if you have 6, you're in a major metropolitan city and you have the budget to be able to market with the tourism board, with a variety of entities to be able to get your location on that level and that platform for tourists to see. That could be airplanes, airports, your convention centers. Even, I would even say, looking at what conventions are coming into town and being able to target that particular market. But understanding the average day spa owner is not going for the tourism aspect of it. Ideally, unless you have something really specific and unique that you offer. So when I had a day spa, we were one of the first organic day spas in the city of Baltimore. So we had cork floors, low VOC paint. We specialized in pregnancy massage. We were very holistic and organic in our service offering. Thus, we could really cater to pregnant women because there was not toxicity in the space or in the products. And we were very conscious of that. And we were able to attract clientele up and down the East Coast because it was just such a new, unique offering. We were written up in a variety of magazines, but that still was not the bulk of who our clientele was. Our clientele really was our neighborhood individuals, people who were in the city of Baltimore, Baltimore County. So understanding when you talk about wellness tourism, that is someone traveling to a destination to have a wellness experience specifically. Now, again, if you have something that's unique, that you can draw individuals in, you think about like an Orlando. And everything that happens in Orlando, the theme parks, the destination, that would be a wellness tourism destination, even probably for your day spas, but definitely for your hotel locations, because you have such an international population coming to that spot to visit. New York could be the same, Dallas, a London, a Paris, right? But if you are more of a smaller mom and pop, a smaller footprint, you might not be able to attract that population. So understanding the difference between wellness, spa, which slides underneath, beauty, hair, nails, all of that now slides underneath wellness, because some people can consider, and I do as a nail tech, retired nail tech, I love having my nails done. It makes me feel so beautiful, so pretty. Now I do it myself, so I don't have to have that expense, but that does make me feel good, right? It just calms me. The same thing with getting or doing my hair and being presentable. So wellness is this individualized experience, and what's wellness to one person may be defined and experienced totally different from the other. But right now, what we're seeing in the industry is all of that All of those experiences, facials, massage, body treatments, meditation, nails, hair, eyelashes, makeup, are now all fitting under this umbrella of wellness. So you can offer wellness at your location as a day spa, as a hotel spa, as a medi spa, right? Really thinking about that to speed up the healing if you're looking at a medi spa location. But understanding you may not attract that tourist, right? Your demographic may be more of that local audience around you. Again, there's always exceptions. So a medical spa, if you, there's one in DC that I absolutely love, Heal House. It is Black owned. The doctors, the estheticians, everybody is African American. So they're going to understand the skin better. So people will travel with the intention, because that's not as common to go to that location. If we are traveling for those experiences, then that is tourism. And you can even put that under wellness tourism. But for me, when I go drive around the corner to my massage therapist, that is not wellness tourism, because I live here and I haven't traveled an extended distance to be able to have that experience. I am in Vegas, thinking about the Strip. That is the spa capital of the world. We have about 50 to 60 spas on the Strip. You think about every hotel that is on the Strip has a spa within it. We even have the largest spa in the world, which is about 134,000 square feet, 100 treatment rooms, I think 3 restaurants and 2 gyms, and expanding and morphing and doing different things. People are traveling to have those experiences to come and see, or they're taking advantage of it while they are in town. That is wellness tourism, right? Where you're traveling to have that experience. You're following a coach. You want your specialized meditation. You're going to the Caribbean or around the world to be able to have these various experiences. So understanding the difference between spa, which is now under wellness, beauty under wellness, and what a wellness traveler or what a wellness tourist is. They are not together. The other aspect is tourism, which is someone coming to a specific place to indulge in those various experiences, right? So again, that wellness tourist is very different than a local individual taking advantage of their the offerings that you have. So I hope that gives a little clarity on the numbers and what we're producing. I will definitely update with 23 and 24 results. And I'll follow back up. Please let me know if you have any questions below. It is always a pleasure to be able to engage with you. Until next time, be well.